Alright, so I just had a really cool idea. Okay, here we go. This will be a good one. So here is a, I believe it's, yeah, a $1,500 topwater lure on eBay. Granted, it's a 1920s collectible vintage model of the Handmade lure company based out of Michigan. So that'll be the one that I will start with, because it should be a pretty simple and effective lure to start with. So this will be my first. This will be my first fishing lure I've ever made, and she had an even better idea. Oh man, this is gonna be so perfect. So my intentions were just to use a piece of cedar. And I have this rough cut piece of cedar here. Not sure if this was a 2x2 or if it came off of a 2x6, but anyways, I think it came off of a 2x6. Anyways, I'm gonna use cedar. So I thought, if we're gonna do a 1920s vintage lure, topwater lure, then we'll go ahead and use a vintage piece of wood. Even still has the barn nail in it there, so I'll have to be sure not to cut that. This is wood that I picked up a few years ago, and it came out of a barn. I believe the barn was from the 1950s, and the people that built the barn, they brought a sawmill onto the property and then milled up all of these logs, and they happen to have a bunch of cedar trees, which would be convenient for anybody looking to build a barn, considering cedar doesn't rot. So yeah, that's what we will do. We'll take a small little morsel out of here. There is our chunk of wood. We got a nice, not so square chunk of cedar. Very, very light. This stuff is aged for, yeah, longer than I've been alive by about 50 years. So this is 50 years older than me. This is 40 years older than me. Okay, not 50. Alright, that should be a pretty simple process. I'm gonna draw it out and then got it. Man, oh man. For this just being free-handed though, it's starting to look pretty darn good. To stick with the classicness of this lure, I think I'm going to continue shaping it with a draw knife. Alright, we're on a roll. Okie dokie, so this is our lure body after it's been sealed. Turned out pretty darn good. I mean, for freehanding all those lines and then free sanding, you know, just kind of going off a feel and making sure everything was straight and in line. I did leave a tiny bit of a flat side on the bottom here. And the main reason why I did that is just so I have a nice flat point of reference and also working surface, so when I lay this down and drill holes or do anything, I'll always, you know, stay on that same flat line. It'll just make it life a lot easier. So I do need to make a couple components, such as the propellers that go on the front and the back. There's also a tiny little bushing that goes in between the propeller and the lure body, and I think that's probably just to prevent wear on the lure body. So I need to make those bushings as well. I couldn't find anything. I mean, I think it would be pretty much impossible to find something at a local hardware store. So we're gonna have to make them out of some brass. I'm hoping that goes okay. So yeah. And I got some heavy gauge wire to stick in there, and whew, this thing's gonna look crispy. Then we'll be painting. So yeah, probably be another little working montage of getting it done, because everything should be pretty self-explanatory as I'm doing it. So pumped!
Woo woo! Yeah, yeah. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay.
We got everything ready to go. As you can see here, we got it pretty flat. I mean, there is a slight dimple on the back end here, but it's pretty darn flat. We got it filled with our lead there and everything. Got all our holes drilled. I did pretty good for just eyeballing where these holes should be, and I did put the eyelets in, put the hooks in, made sure that this lure floated. Water, and I just dropped it on the floor. Ooh, no visible damage. So yeah, gotta be more careful. Made the eyelets, or the eyelets where the split rings and hooks will be hanging on. So I got all of these made. Bent these. They got kind of a nice little curve to them, which I think adds kind of a nice retro touch when they're sitting in, and they're all kind of facing the way, so they all kind of swoop the same way. You'll see that once it's all installed. Got so this is our little pile of hardware. Our 2 propeller blades, our 3 eyelet holes, and then our little bushing. Feels pretty good too, you know, other than actually making the metal, we made all of those components. So, I mean, I'm excited to see the blades on it. And now for the moment that I have been dreading. That's going to be the paint. I'm nervous for the paint. This will be my first airbrushing project experience, so yeah, this is the make it or break it point. Oh boy. Alright, well, I think I can finally say that I'm done with this. On a scale of 1 to 10 on how happy am I with the way it turned out, maybe like a 6 or a 7. I feel like I could do better. I feel like I made a lot of mistakes just from never doing this before. So yeah, I would have done a few different things in different order, which I would have helped me in the long run. But I guess in all its glory, here it is. I feel like I should do a reveal or something. Maybe I will do a reveal. Yeah, let's make it a little bit more dramatic. Should work perfectly. Got it paired up with size 4 Gamakatsu treble hooks. And yeah. Am I scared to use it to catch a fish? Definitely, 100% I am scared to use it. Why am I scared? Because I don't want to lose it and I don't want it to fail. Some of the things I would have liked to have done differently would have been do a through wire through the entire bait instead of doing individual wires. Just do one through wire. That would have been ideal. If you take a look at the bait that we were trying to duplicate, I think we did a pretty bang up job, not gonna lie. Before we can check it off as a fishing lure, we have to catch a fish with it. So let's go, come on, let's go catch a fish. Oh, no way. No way. Oh. Not even. That's a pike. Don't you dare. I'm just gonna... There you go, you can fish that that little spot there.
What?
Fish that point where that bass was.
Okay. I'm gonna have to set you down.
That's fine. I got him out. Well, about to hit some stuff here. Man, he's a clear one for being in the river. Slapped him in the face. I'll grab that net. Oh, I think I barely got him. Oh, I think I got him okay. Woo! Look at that. Homemade topwater success. Very nice. Beauty. Be free. Yes, yes, yes.